Can you make a guess on how many people I met for marriage before I found my husband? No, I'm not talking about relationships or people I dated. I'm talking about like arranged by friends and family. Where you sit down and order coffee and then ask each other very serious questions very casually and you both are on your best and most likable behavior. Don't ask. Every single time I prayed that this was it, but it just didn't seem to click with anyone. Almost 100 people, can you believe it? Of course, spread over a few years. Sometimes it was the way they look, sometimes it was the way they spoke, sometimes it was what they spoke, sometimes, just body language. And sometimes it was their diction. And sometimes I felt like they have no eye contact. No, I wasn't being difficult or choosy. Truly, even the smallest things mattered because ultimately, I had to live my entire life with this one person, right? I even landed up meeting people that were perfect. But on meeting them another time, I got to know that they only met me because they wanted to meet me and be friends and hang out more. And were not even in the marriage zone at all. Maybe they would be in a few years, but they weren't then. And I would feel like strangling them for wasting my time and energy. My parents started to think that I am commitment phobic. And I really don't want to settle down myself. And that's why I'm just not seeming to like anyone. With the people who had any meaning in my life, I felt blessed with the love and attention I was getting in spurts. But somehow, somewhere, I saw patterns of things not working out. I kept holding on and realized that I was in the same situation again and again because I loved too much and I forgave too easily. Until I realized too late that some battles are not worth fighting for. Some challenges are not worth proving your mettle to. You have to choose the person that is worth your emotions and precious time. Not every fight and not every argument is worth winning. Sometimes walking out is the best option for both people because even though both people might be individually amazing, they are not amazing in each other's company. This amazing company, this perfect soulmate, this consistency in love is there though. But where? Where was he or she hiding? It can be quite a maze to crack this person down. For some people, it comes very easily. I know a friend who got married to the first guy she met in an arranged setting when we were in college. And I also know another couple that were childhood sweethearts and are in the happiest marriage ever. But then why was I not able to find this perfect person? Maybe because I was not perfect myself. The qualities you see missing in others are a reflection of what you lack yourself. Yes, it is a hard-hitting truth that took me a very long time to come to terms with and then work on to correct. I realized it's all about the frequency you emit. Like attracts like. You attract the people that are like you and on your frequency. And only because your frequency matches with theirs that you actually met them in the first place. And then you started noticing all the negative qualities. So if you're feeling incomplete, who do you attract? Mr. or Miss Incomplete. If you are feeling lonely and needy, who do you attract? Mr. or Miss Lonely and Needy. Sometimes you might not even know these qualities exist inside of you. Sometimes in the initial stages, getting to know each other, you start finding so many similar likes or dislikes, like similar music or food or places to go to or situations with parents. It could be anything. These things are easy to notice and thus we see them. And we start feeling, wow, we're so alike, we're so similar, we get along so well. And sometimes when they're completely opposite, we still feel, wow, we're opposites. Opposites attract. Our mind searches for reasons to make it work and we find our reasons depending on our need. Even the most wrong person can appear right and even the most right person can appear totally wrong, depending on our perspective and need at that point and stage of our life. We only see what we want to see. But once you raise your vibration by doing your self-work and you develop a higher consciousness, you get a deeper and a more evolved understanding and vision in all directions. You see the wider picture. You see beyond what the physical reality shows you. You feel vibrations. You develop your intuitive abilities and open up to an ocean of infinite possibilities which you were not able to see or feel previously. Usually, the underlying non-physical things that don't get noticed are harmonic frequencies. The energy or the vibrations a person or thing resonates on or emits. Every person, and in fact everything, has its own unique energy signature, a sort of invisible fingerprint our energy signal has. Our energy signal is a combination of our conscious thoughts and unconscious thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our attitudes, our memories, and unexpressed emotions. So, we have a physical frequency, which is the sum total of the exercise we do, the food we eat, the alcohol, the sex. All of this is physical vibration. Our mental vibration is a sum total of our intellect, our thoughts, our judgments, and beliefs. Our emotional vibration is a sum total of our feelings, past and present. Our emotional programming, our key emotions we felt around us even as a child. Our most dominant and familiar emotions. Our spiritual vibration is a sum total of our sense of peace with our world and ourselves. It is also the philosophies we believe in. And it is the sum total of all the other vibrations, physical, mental, emotional, all combined. Our body is like a radio tower, constantly broadcasting our unique energy signal into the world. People and situations that match our signal are attracted into our lives, dramatizing the already existing energy that we carry, which gets projected on the screen of our reality. Even our childhood experiences around our parents make a deep, long-lasting imprint in the blueprint of our consciousness, reflecting on the vibes that we emit unconsciously. Let me tell you a little story of my friend Deepa and Vibhas who are seeing each other. Vibhas is having an affair with a colleague at his office, but does not want to let go of his girlfriend Deepa, as it's been 3 years and she seems to be the perfect girl to marry. He does everything for her, but she still finds reasons to fight with him for the smallest glance at another girl. This jealous streak has been growing without even knowing about the fact that he is actually having an affair with an office colleague. And Vibhas does not have a jealous bone in his body, which makes Deepa even more furious as she feels he doesn't care at all. On the outside, it just doesn't look like the same thing. It doesn't look like the same issue. But from the inside, they both suffer from low self-esteem and insecurity. Let me explain to you how they pulled each other into each other's lives at an energetic level to play the same roles and the same drama that began early in their childhood. So throughout Deepa's dating career, she attracted men that cheated on her. In her early childhood, her mother had the same experience that left Deepa with the imprinted belief that men cannot be trusted. Vibhas's father, on the other hand, did not cheat with his mother, did not cheat on his mother, but did not last in anyone's job for a very long time. He suffered from depression and many illnesses, and it forced Vibhas's mother to take on work and provide for the family. At home, his mother criticized Vibhas's father, her boss, and her male co-workers. In his early childhood, Vibhas was bombarded with messages and examples that men cannot be trusted. Now, Vibhas is 34 years old and has a good job with a good salary, and even though he bends backwards to make Deepa happy, she continues to be hypercritical just like his mother. So he seeks out affections of another woman who makes him feel good about himself. Do you see how this couple's patterns support each other? So basically what's happening in this situation is that Vibhas kept seeing his mother cribbing about the father and all the other men. So he also got into a situation in his life where his girlfriend keeps cribbing with him. And he actually is having an affair which he does not even know about, but he's still in that situation. And she grew up around a mother who was constantly cheated on, and she believed that men cannot be trusted. And even though she doesn't know the real situation about Vibhas and his colleague, she still distrusts him. So do you see how both these patterns are similar and how they're energetically vibrating on the same frequency, and why they would have and have attracted each other on an energetic level into each other's lives? Do you know what energy or what vibration or what frequency you are on, what frequency you are vibrating, and what kind of person you are attracting? It's very easy to get sucked into situations unknowingly. Our subconscious creates these situations for us based on our energetic frequency or vibration. That's how people get into bad relationship patterns one after another and wonder why it's not working out. It's because they are not working on themselves to free themselves of the clutches of these belief systems that either got glued on to them in their early childhood or something they picked up along the way. What we do in our Perfect Soulmate Mastermind is to free you from any limiting past beliefs that got imprinted in your subconscious unknowingly. We empower you to take the reins back into your control as you raise your frequency after a complete energy detox. Just like I did. After years of waiting around, not knowing what was going wrong, I put in 1 year of figuring out and getting my act together for myself. And now I want to teach you the same techniques, upgraded and point on, so that you don't have to scramble your way around and try out so many different things to manifest your perfect soulmate. After a lot of struggle, I did find my Mr. Perfect. He is everything I ever wanted. Good looking, educated, loving, caring, sincere, funny, family oriented, fit, loyal, and the list goes on. And you know what? It happened in a matter of 4 days. Can you believe it? After spending years of getting to know people, it did not culminate in marriage. But this man I meet for 4 days and we both know we want each other for the rest of our lives. There is a lot of work that went behind it. I had spent years of learning from the best in the industry, whether it was NLP, EFT tapping, Buddhism chanting, also helped a lot, access consciousness, chakra cleansing, inner child work, hypnosis, transcendental meditation, and the list goes on, to get on the right frequency to be able to manifest my perfect soulmate and a happy and content life. It was not just the time and effort I put into this, it was also my network and my contacts that got me to learn from the best of the best. Sometimes I would trust the process, and other times I would just get frustrated and give up. I would unconsciously get busy in other things, lose focus and motivation towards putting any effort towards finding my soulmate. I would start believing that, it'll happen when it has to happen. Let's leave it to destiny. And then again, I would get into a situation where I would start feeling nothing is moving. Because of the time it was taking, doubts and fears about the process would keep creeping in. I had to keep pushing myself to restart my self-work again and again until I eventually managed keeping my focus and following the process continuously. A process that I churned out for myself in the guidance of my mentors and gurus. I kept thinking this process was airy-fairy until one day in 2019. Suddenly it struck me that the time had come. All the self-work was seeing its result at one go. I was introduced to him over a video chat call and I felt it in my gut. My life was about to change. What I was craving for forever had finally come my way. I still get goosebumps thinking about how all this happened. And you know what? He was in a similar situation with meeting people and had almost given up too until he met me. More in detail on this later, but for now, let me ask you actually, what has your experience in relationships been like so far? Have you been in a relationship that did not work out for you? Or have you been single for a very long time and have just not come across the right person that you would like to settle down with? Or have you been in back-to-back relationships, someone who wears their heart on their sleeve, but they all just have something missing that gives you a feeling of home? Do people you meet appear extremely interested and warm in the beginning, but then slowly move towards appearing distant? Something like a blow hot, blow cold situation? Have you been cheated on or cheated in your previous relationships? Are you really wanting to get married, or are you actually commitment phobic when it boils down to actually saying yes? Have you been divorced, separated, and looking for love again? Do you want your ex-partner back in your life as your forever, but they are with someone else or not wanting you back? So many questions. But now, are you ready to take on the responsibility as a life partner and commit to the unconditional love, loyalty, caring, sharing for the rest of your life? If your answer to these questions is yes, this course is for you. Whether you walked out of your last serious relationship, or you fall in love very easily, or are seeing patterns in your relationship that you want to erase and start afresh, you can do it. You can find true love with all the qualities you are seeking and get married to them at the earliest if you are sure and serious and focused on this goal as your number one priority. Mind you, razor sharp focus on one goal at a time makes it your priority. And if you have watched this entire video right up to this point, congratulations! It truly means that you passed your first test of being serious about this goal. What has not happened in years can happen all of a sudden. Trust the process. It's time to join our perfect soulmate mastermind now.